David hastened and ran toward the army to meet the Philistines.
He ran toward the army. He wasn't hiding, he wasn't tiptoeing. We said, boy, tiptoeing or half step. He went and war in full faith, ran toward Goliath.
That's right.
Ran right at him. Let's read.
And David put his hand in his bag and took thence a stone and slain it and smote the Philistine in his forehead.
That's the position right there. He hit him with a stone like he was shooting a bullet.
That's right.
That you know that wasn't nothing slop. He didn't just do something just to be doing. He knew what he was doing. Let's read.
That the stone sunk into his forehead, and he fell upon his face in the earth. So David prevailed over the Philistines with a sling and with a stone, and smote the Philistine, and slew him. But there was no sword in the hand of David. Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine, and he took his sword and drew it out of the sheath thereof, and slew him, and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled. And the men of Israel and of Judah arose and shouted and pursued the Philistines until thou come to the valley and to the gates of Ekron. And the wounded of the Philistines fell down by the way of Shariah, even unto Gad and unto Ekron. And the children of Israel returned from chasing after the Philistines, and they spoiled their tents. And David took the head of the Philistine and brought it to Jerusalem, but he put his armor in his tent. And when Saul saw David go forth against the Philistine, he said unto Abner, the captain of the host,
or the general of the army, come on.
Abner, whose son is this youth? And Abner said, as thy soul liveth, O king, I cannot tell. And the king said, inquire thou whose son the stripling is.
He's like, find out who's the father of that boy right there.
Right.
He just did something major in Israel. Who was that? Go ahead.
They call him a stripling or a young, we call them young scraps today. When you look that up, it'll say a young youth, about 14 to 16 years of age, a young scrap, a scrap. Y'all see him walking down the streets of West Florida. Striplings.
The striplings.
Right, the ones that they say, we fear that. Y'all have to understand why the police are taught to fear that. They may have that spirit David had on them walking around here, so we want to find out right off and see if this is script. Y'all, they know these scripts better than us, and they know who you are. Go ahead.
And David returned from the slaughter of the Philistines. Abner took him and brought him before Saul with the head of the Philistine in his hand. And Saul said to him, whose son art thou young man? And David answered, I am the son of the servant Jesse of the Bethlehemite.
All right, let's go on over to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter. Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter. Another song, but bringing into remembrance the righteous acts of the Most High, and how if we stayed with him, guess what? We would never be in the predicament we in now.
That's right.
So the thing is to get back to him, keep his commandments, follow Christ, and watch your enemies fall. Because contrary to popular belief, good old America will not last forever.
That's right.
You don't want to hear that. You actually believe something is going to last forever, and ain't nothing lasts forever in history. Right. Every kingdom has a start and a fall. Everything.
Normalcy bias.
Everybody want to be, oh, good old America, I'm be able to, fly the flag forever and, join the Air Force. This thing is coming down. What you think this is all about? What you think Babylon the Great is about in Revelation?
Come on, boy.
And if the kingdom of Christ is coming, why wouldn't you be looking for that? Right? America is not going to be a close number 2 superpower to the kingdom of Christ when he comes.
So why trying to reverse?
It's on its way out. So being that it's on its way out, we need to be conducting ourselves a certain way. So guess what? The Lord will protect and fight for us. So we can be adopted back into the family of the Most High. As sons of the Most High. Immortal, with power, incorruptible, all that. What we just read earlier.
That's right.
Obey.
You got that on Joel chapter 2?
Yeah. We're going there after this one right here. That's another one. We're going to this Deuteronomy 32 right here. And this is something else. This is something else. There's a moral to the story. The Lord ain't never forgot you, you forgot him. And being you forgot him and turned your back on him, he allowed your enemies to conquer you.
That's right.
That's right.
That's why you don't know who you are today. You have no knowledge or understanding of the scriptures at all. People just believe in things and not even in the Bible. Believing it, just wholeheartedly believing it. See that? Time for us to get back and understand who our God is. That's a major right there. God comes from the Hebrew word which means power or powers. When it says the Lord your God, it means the Lord your power. You turned your back on your power and now you're weak. Let's read, brother. Deuteronomy 32. Start at 1.
And let me say this to y'all. When Malachi spoke earlier, learning this thing from your youth, from the young children down here studying this and being taught that, teaching your children, that David, as a stripling, as they called him, said he was a young boy, but the way he spoke, David was well versed and understood in the Bible at a very young age. He was strengthened, the Spirit was on him, and he knew because he had already killed a bear and a lion at his young age. But I just want to read that definition of a stripling. And what it say, a youth, an adolescent, a youngster, boy, schoolboy, lad, teenager, a juvenile, minor, young man. That's what David was, the age he was when he handled Goliath.
Being he was raised in that word, guess what? He was a powerful youth. How about we raise our children in this? Right? So we can come back as a mighty, righteous nation. It's all about the youth anyway. Like most of us are grown and, we on the other side of the world. It's all about them babies right there.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be giving the babies what they supposed to do because they're going to have to bang in this thing. You feel me? Again, teachers are transsexuals now. They teaching all type of stuff. Inventing different species and all that. They're going to have to be prepped to understand what spiritual war they're in.
Right.
Feel me? So we are charged. The Lord commanded us to teach our children this.
That's right.
Right? Keep the vibration of the Lord in the ear. Hallelujah. Yahweh. Yahshua.
That's right.
Israel. Most High. Christ. Keep it in their ear. You know what I'm saying? Teach them the command.
That's
wisdom. You see what I'm saying? You got to constantly be on it. Feel me? While you're walking by the way with them, when you're sitting down to eat with them, right before they go to bed, keep it in their ear. Keep it in their ear. They grow and be mighty. And that's what the heathens for. That we raising up a mighty nation. See what I'm saying? Revolution takes years, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like you just be on one day and off the next. Feel me? More than likely, our children will have to carry the torch and keep it moving. Unless the Lord returns on and drop this beast.
That's right.
Other than that, we got children to raise in this.
That's right.
You feel me? That's how we're supposed to be. So let's get to this, Deuteronomy 32.
Hold on, before we go any further, you're going to hear the word heathen in the Bible, all throughout the Bible. You're going to hear it in here. The word heathen, when you look it up, is an unbeliever, a person who does not believe in the Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah, that's one definition. The other definition, those of another nation as well.
That's right.
Now, those of another nation can worship our God, they're proselytes at that point.
That's right.
But make no mistake, when you look at the word heathen up and Gentile, it's the same word.
Right.
They are heathens. You feel me? Our people are heathens that they act like. You feel me? So yeah, again, it is in belief and worship, but there are physical Gentile heathens on planet Earth.
That's right.
That's just what it is. Now let's get back to it. Deuteronomy 32.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Give ear, O you heavens, and I will speak, and give ear, O earth. So the words of my mouth, my doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew, and the small rain upon the tender earth.
That's a small rain.
Yeah. as the small rain upon the tender herb, as the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of the Lord. Ascribe ye greatness unto our God.
You're supposed to be ascribing to our God greatness. The most high power of all powers. Come on, brother.
Verse 4. He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment.
All his ways are what?
All his ways are judgment. A God of truth and without iniquity, just and right is he. They have corrupted themselves. The spot is not the spot of his children.
See that?
They are a perverse and crooked generation.
Speaking of us, our God is the greatest entity in existence. But we corrupt ourselves and turn our back on him and pick up worships of other gods. And stop being simple, you still do it today. You do. You still do it today. Right? You're going to die to Easter egg and go on an Easter egg hunt. You say, oh, it's innocent. They were doing that as rituals to other gods in the ancient world.
That's right.
The worship of Ishtar. That's a Babylonian goddess. That's not biblical. Or you're going to set you up a little altar, a little tree on December 25th and get your kneecap dusty, bow into it to get you a gift. Again, that's not biblical. It's not in the Bible. So you are still worshiping other gods. Worship and service is action. What are your service? Somebody would say, well, you know, I serve the God of the Bible. When somebody asks you, how do you serve him? How do you respond? How do you serve the God of the Bible? By doing what? That's that simple. So if you're not keeping his charge, you're keeping somebody else's charge. It's just that simple. Service is action. Worship is action. It ain't just you saying with your lips, I love the Lord. You heard my cry. Coming to America, there's a God somewhere. Leo McDonald.
Hey, we got Jeremiah chapter 2. Going on what Bro was talking about, it talks about us in measure in Jeremiah chapter 2. It talks about us playing harlot, how we forgot the Lord, how we going out our way to seek love and have compromised the ways of the Lord. So Jeremiah chapter 2 is a good chapter to read.
Yeah, y'all should read it. Chapter 3 too, ain't it, Kador?
Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter 3. Let's read, brother.
Deuteronomy 32 verse 6.
Notice he calls us a crooked generation.
Oh, yeah.
And we are. All right, come on.
Do ye thus requite the Lord, O foolish people and unwise? Is not he thy father that hath brought thee? That bought thee? Hath he not made thee and established thee?
That's a good question. Right? Come on.
Remember the days of old.
Hold on, do what?
Remember the days of old.
How do you remember the days of old if you don't know who you are? How? Black History Month is everything on this side of the plantation. Come on, man. Who were you before you got here? Well, you just you're a made up race, huh? You just popped on the scene. Who are you?
We black.
Black folk. Come on. Or they ain't white folk. There ain't no nation on planet Earth called white folk or black folk. Why are you that?
The word white invokes a certain feeling too. Most people don't understand that. When you label something black, you associate it with everything negative. Black cat, black everything. It's black. You associate something white, it's clean, it's pure, it's good. That ain't the truth.
Yeah, and we see that, and that's one of the deceptions too. We are not black folk and they are not white folk. That's not a nation.
It's not a nation.
That's some reason they just start saying. Rednecks. Come on, bro, let's read.
Deuteronomy 32 verse 7.
Then Esau was ready. Come on, bro.
Remember the days of old.
Remember what?
Remember the days. Hold it down. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
So that's to the youth, right? We're supposed to be able to ask our elders that came before us what's going on. Who are we? Where we come from? Right? In order for that to happen, we have to teach the shortest. Feel me? So they can know what it is. So showing you there's been a disconnect because you can't even ask the elders today. Not the majority of them.
They don't even know
What's going on? Majority of the elders today walking around with their head down.
Flat out.
That civil rights movement killed the spirit of our people.
Sure did.
It destroyed them. Most of the elders, they say, just let it die down and pass over. It's all good. They walk around their head to the ground like this. Pick your head up, elder.
That's right.
We were raised by y'all. Pick your head up. What's going on? Stand up. You feel me? So how can we ask them about the days of old and they don't know? They never been taught. See, when you get away from your God, you get away from your identity. It go hand in hand.
That's right.
Get away from your God, you got away from your identity. Now you have no history. People without a history technically don't exist.
That's right.
Don't exist.
That's right.
Your historians are W.E.B. Du Bois and Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Come on, man.
They give you to push that agenda.
Exactly. So we're supposed to be able to ask our elders what time it is, right? And they will tell thee. Come on, verse 8.
Verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
When he what?
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
Every nation has an inheritance, land, culture, right? Their own inheritance in planet Earth. So the Lord divided it. He wasn't talking about integrate. Like, you know, that whole MLK spirit, let's integrate.
Yeah.
That ain't script, that's not in the Bible. The Lord separated mankind. And he picked a certain group of people to teach the rest of the sons of Adam what it is. You feel me? He didn't say, all y'all get together and just, you know, combine all your gods and cultures. That ain't in the Bible nowhere.
You switch your job and they switch theirs. You take their job and you give them yours.
What he realized at the end, bro.
You say, what, brother?
Brother King realized at the end that he integrated.
Y'all heard MLK said at the end before he died?
I ain't ready.
I heard I integrated my people into a burning house. And he did.
He did.
And he did.
He killed him.
Let's read, brother.
That's right.
Verse 8 again.
Yeah.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. When he separated the sons of Adam.
When he what?
When he separated the sons of Adam.
Most y'all got mad at that old heathen governor down in Alabama. Segregation now, segregation yesterday, and segregation forever. You get mad because you want to drink out the same water fountain, the same toilet. Meanwhile, it was brothers. It was communities of brothers that already was rich, man. Already was doing their thing.
Talk about that.
Black Wall Street, Rosewood, Ken Locker, a gang of community brothers already was doing their own thing, man.
I know about that one here.
Come on, let's read, brother.
Verse 8 again. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. When he separated the sons of Adam. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people.
His portion is who?
Is his people.
His people. Come on.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
The Lord is a special place for Jacob. The Lord loved Israel.
Wow.
And that's who we are as a people. Feel me? The Lord loved you. But you got to order your steps according to his word. So you can be protected, right? Because you see, he separated everybody and told you his portion is his people.
Right.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Let's read, brother.
Also, some second witnesses in the Apocrypha, Sirach 17:17.
Come on, brother, let's read.
Verse 10. He found him in the desert land and in the waste howling wilderness. He led him about and he instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye.
See that? That means very precious. The apple of your eye is your pupil. That's what they call that thing right there? The apple of your eye. I mean, the Lord look at us as very precious. All right, let's read.
Verse 11. As an eagle stirreth up her nest, floodeth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, bear them on her wings.
Right.
So the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him.
See? The Lord hooked us up. There wasn't no other gods around us.
That's right.
They look at it like it's real innocent, it's okay, it's for the kids. It was always about the kids. You could kill the babies around them times. And sacrifice them because that was the pagan mindset. You give fresh blood back to the earth, it would appease the gods.
Not only that, they was actually mimicking what was already prophecy. They know that a child is in its purity, they don't have no sin. So they already knew the prophecy, so they was trying to emulate that and not wait on the Messiah. The Messiah was coming, so they was killing children to get back. They still do it to this day. The Bohemian Grove and all that stuff, they still do it. They still do it.
Like all them babies, you remember they used to send them cards to the baby.
Missing babies.
Have you seen me lately? Or something like that.
Yeah.
All these babies going missing.
Yeah, they killing the babies and putting them in the McDonald's.
Come on, brother. Yeah, that's one. Why they call you a conspiracy theorist? That's one theory.
I said that. So yeah.
Let's read, brother.
You know it's bad to have lunch here.
No doubt, no doubt. Let's read. Hold it down.
Fucking Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 13. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields. And he made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock.
I mean, he just blessed Jacob. He looked out for him. Come on, brother.
Butter of kine, and milk of sheep, with fat of lamb.
Let's say milk of sheep
Milk of sheep,
with fat of lions. Come on.
and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the fat of kidneys of wheat. And thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape.
That's wine. Don't get simple. Y'all drink blood? Blood of grape is wine, man. Come on, brother.
Verse 15. But Jeshua waxed fat.
Jeshurun is another way to say Jacob or Israel. All right, but when the Lord hooked us up and blessed us, like we usually do when we get blessed and hooked up, what we do? We forget the Lord. Right? When you get real comfortable in your life and everything going well, you conveniently forget the Lord and what He's done for you. So we see that happen here with our people. Once the Lord blessed us, hooked us up, got us up out of bondage, you feel me? Blessed us and everything, gave us His word and everything, we get fat. Like, we all good.
Yeah.
Later for the Lord. Huh? Later for Him. I get back to the Lord later, He'll ignore me. All right, come on, brother.
Verse 15 again.
Yeah.
But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat. Thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook God, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock as of his salvation.
Lightly esteemed the rock of His salvation. So in other words, you treated the Lord like He was backburner material. I get back to Him later. Lightly esteemed Him. Hold on, how you treat somebody that did all that for you like that? Huh? Like somebody, like a phone call will come through my phone right here and I swipe left and hit ignore. How you treat the Lord like that? How you lightly esteem the rock of your salvation? How? Where they do that at? In Israel. Come on, brother, let's read. That's why we heard where we at, right? You lightly esteem the rock of your salvation after He blessed you and hooked you up. Then you forgot. Then you start serving other gods. Next verse, brother.
Verse 16. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger.
See y'all that on that board up there? Brother got up there? Oh, that's a strange God right there.
That's right.
That's Caesarea Borgia. That cat lived in the 1400s.
Yeah.
Christ lived 2,000 years ago. So who is that? And who painted the picture? That's a strange God right there. And attached to that strange God is all the worships and folly days that you do today.
That's right.
That you do today.
That look like White Cloud.
Go ahead, Al.
Alright, second Wednesday, Jeremiah 2,
He already got it up for you. See him read it. Go ahead, read it.
verse 6. They said, neither said they, where is the Lord that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, that led us through the wilderness, through a land of desert and of pits, through a land of drought and of shadow of death, through a land that no man passeth through, and where no man dwells. I brought you into a plentiful country to eat the fruit thereof. And plentiful country to eat the fruit thereof and the goodness thereof. But when ye entered, ye defiled my land and made my heritage an abomination. I'll leave it right there. I can keep going.
That's major right there. You see that? The Lord hooked you up and then you forget it. Right? Hook you up. Parents hook you up with new school clothes, car, and all that. Quickly forget what is happening. Why? You ain't worked for it. So you don't appreciate it. That's why you got to go through, and your faith got to be tried. You got to be battle tested and proved to get into the kingdom of heaven. You ain't just finna just give you something, because when the Lord give it away, then guess what? You get fat to kick. and forget them. So guess what? Now you got to endure until the end to be considered saved. Let's read, brother.
Deuteronomy 32, verse 17. They sacrifice unto devils.
See that picture up there is a devil. Devil means deceiver. That was set up to deceive you. Come on, brother.
They sacrifice unto devils, not to God.
Right.
To gods who they knew not. To new gods that came newly up.
That's a new God right there. That just was painted by Leonardo da Vinci 500 years ago.
Yeah, it is.
That's a new God right there.
New God.
Let's read.
Whom your fathers feared not.
See, our fathers ain't know nothing about all that. Let's read.
Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful.
You are mindful of the Lord.
And hast forgotten God that formed thee. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them.
See, the Lord, it was at a certain point in time, the Lord hated us for that. And that's understandable. Feel me? How you turn your back on the very one that redeemed you and blessed you with all this. Feel me? So that's understandable. See, the Lord hates too. You hate. What you mean the Lord don't hate?
That's right.
He straight up abhorred, turned his back on us. And that's why he was hunted from sun up to sundown, castrated, hung. You feel me? When you really get to understand the Bible, you realize we was the ones that sold Christ out.
That's right.
We sold him out.
Flat out.
Pontius Pilate, the Roman, was finna let him go.
He washed his hands up like, look, you know,
Yeah, the bootlickers of our people said, "Oh no, you know, hey,
if you want justice, put your hands
give us Barabbas.
If you want liberation, put your hands
Put
up.
your hands up."
That's gonna help.
How you sell out the one that's gonna save?
As it is
Wow.
written.
How you sell out the one that's gonna save?
We still doing it.
That's right.
And then wonder, and that's wild. That lets you know we are insane in the brain. How do you ask why?
Straight up.
When you know why. You know why all this is happening. Get back to your God and hurry up with it. Put a rush on.
Hurry up.
Like, why you think, and then today you really think you got forever. You feel me? Like, I'll get with the Lord tomorrow. Wasn't it 8 homicides in St. Louis in 24 hours? Why ain't seen not one owl sharpened? Wasn't nobody out there helping the police?
They ain't saying nothing.
Wasn't nobody gets mad about that.
Well, you can hear a mouse pee on some cow.
No.
But the heathen rolled up and killed the brother Mike. Everybody mad. March. 8 brothers was murdered in 24 hours here in St. Louis. I ain't heard none of them Negroes say nothing.
Because I'm just going to and from work.
Somebody know what it is in the hood, slapping hands, yeah.
Right.
We insane in the brain, man. Like, look, we down with going off on this heathen, but we want to go off on the drug dealers too.
That's right.
And all the murderers is murdering our people too. Let's be fair across the board. Let's be fair across the board.
That's right.
If we gonna stand against wickedness, let's stand for it all the way.
That's right.
We on that.
Thou shalt not kill.
And y'all, we have to understand that's what Satan comes. Satan goes before the Lord all the time. If you say you in the bloodline or you in the body of Christ, he coming to prove, to the Most High. He's been doing. He did to Job. He did to Abraham a couple times. That he's coming to ask him about you. What about your servant? You can have whatever name you want, 2 blocks long. Satan coming to ask about you and see what you've been doing. And he's going to try you like my servant Job.
Yeah.
And he's going to ask questions. He's going to ask the Lord, what's his record like? Because I'm about to get on his head. He said he's down with you, let's see. And I just want to read this look out of the book of Jasher, chapter 22. And this is him, what he was saying about Abraham. Now the Lord said Abraham was his friend. Y'all think about that. When the Lord said, you my partner, woo, that means you walk side by side with the Lord. He said, you're at my right hand. That's what he told Abraham, you my partner. But I just want to read this from the Jasher, chapter 22 and verse 46, and it matches up with Job as well. And the day arrived when the sons of God came and placed themselves before the Lord. And Satan also came with the sons of God before the Lord.
See, so when the Lord hold counsel, guess who got to show up to? Satan the devil. See, you think Satan the devil is just a loose cannon doing what he wants. He got to go get permission from your God to even tempt you.
Flat out.
He got to go get, we don't just do whatever he want to do and just reckless with it. No, I don't work like that.
That's right.
He still got to go ask permission. And then the Lord will allow him, like he told him, look, you can do this, this, and that, but don't take Job's life.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Why? To test you. To see where your faith is. Yo, well, why do I have to get tested? But you say it all the time. What don't kill you what?